Hello hustlers, how are you? Welcome back to the channel. Nice and bright and breezy today as it's a bit chilly and the sun is shining though, beautiful blue sky, so it's a bit crisp, which is my favourite weather. So, I'm Kandy, most of you know that already, but thanks for joining us again this week, and I'm going to talk you through a day in the life on our homestead, which is like a day off. A bit of a lazy day. So for those of you that are new around here, welcome, and let me just give you a bit of context. So myself and my wife Kelly, we have quit the 9 till 5, we've left the corporate life, we've bought this property at auction, we've just practically, I say we've finished renovating, there's still lots of little jobs to do, but we've renovated the house we're in. We've also got a 1/4 acre plot that we're going to start building a frugal homestead from scratch. Now the main goal of this for us really was, one of them was to become mortgage free, which we have done, and we're only 42, 43, so I'm very proud of that fact. We've worked hard for that, very blooming hard, and to become more self-sufficient and to live off the land. And I know that that ideal is romanticised quite a bit, we do it as well, but we really want to give it a go and just change the narrative a little bit and do what we want to do. We're kind of experiencing huge changes in our life. We've come from, as I say, 25 years in the corporate world. We're now 3 hours away from our family and friends. We've moved to a rural area and we just want to get cracking really. We just want to live more frugally, more present and more at one with nature, and a bit more spiritual I guess as well. So anyway, that's that all out of the way, and I think I will say I want to do a little intro because I end up saying the same thing in different ways at every single beginning of each video, so I'm going to maybe think about an intro on that. Let me know what you think about that, guys. So today, yeah, I normally show you the kind of some of the tasks that we've been doing. Getting a frugal homestead set up from scratch it's difficult, it's full on. We're in a little bit of a limbo period where we are just kind of a bit rabbit in the headlights. We've still got a few bits we want to do. We don't want to start doing the garden just yet because it's not the right time of year. We've got so much other stuff going on. We've got our fence, our front fence is coming in a week tomorrow, so that will be shared with you guys on this channel soon. Once that's done, we feel like we've got a bit more security and we're a bit more kind of to our left to our own devices where we can crack on and start getting all the beds sorted in the garden, not the beds in the bedroom. So there's going to be a lot more of that stuff to come. And you might think a day off on the homestead, and I'm a hypocrite because I always tell you how full on it is and you can't have a day off in this life, and it's pretty much different to the 9 to 5 where you don't have like your full on run yourself into the ground during the week and then you chill on the weekend. No, you can't. It's pretty full on. But I thought I'd show you what an easier day looks like for us. And while we're in this limbo period, we don't want to burn ourselves out. You know, it's been a hell of a busy and a big year for us this year. So much has changed. We're changing our mindset, we've changed our lives around, we changed what we're doing every day. So we are making a bit of a point to have a down day at least once a week, and it's Sunday today. So we've picked today as our down day, and we do mainly have a Sunday as our down day anyway. Not down as in miserable, but down as in a bit more relaxed, a bit more chill, a bit more less, not regimented because we're not living that life anymore, but a little bit less full on. And you might think, as I've said, you're not in the 9 to 5 anymore, you can have any day as your down day. Yeah, you're absolutely right. So let me tell you the reason why we're picking a Sunday. Well, the main reason really is my reason, is because those of you that have been around for a while will know that we're huge fans of the WSL, which for those of you that are not aware, it is the Women's Super League. So we're really into women's football, and that's soccer if you're from across the pond. And we're big fans of that, and they tend to have all their matches on a Sunday. So it sort of worked out well because we tend to have a busy week through the week anyway. So today is a bit more relaxed and we're going to watch some of the football. Obviously I'm not going to bore you to tears and show you all of that, but we'll show you clips and we'll show you bits and bobs of what we're doing today. So it's about 11:15. So we've already missed some of the morning already, but what we've done so far is we've had a bit of a lazy morning, you know, a cup of tea, in bed, catching up on our YouTube videos, not our videos, but all the people that we follow. And I've got the dishwasher on, we've had showers, cats have been fed, the litter tray's been done, And because the weather is so beautiful today, we're going to head out to a village, a couple of villages down, because it is so stunning there and it's gorgeous. And we're just going to go out and get some fresh air, go for a little walkabout, and we'll take you with you. We'll take you with us. But first, while Kel's finishing up getting ready and doing her hair, I am going to put the bin out, put the recycling out, and then we'll head off on our walk. Now it's 11:15, and I hear you say, why are you putting your bin out already? Because bin day is Monday. Well, basically, there's a lovely older lady on the local Facebook group that every morning on the Sunday she tells you, don't forget to put your bin out, and tells you what bin it is, otherwise I would have absolutely no clue. I know I could search it myself, but it's really cool that this lady puts it out every week. And quite frankly, I see that message on the Facebook group in the morning and then I completely forget about it. So I need to do it while I think of it. So I'll get that done, we'll head for a walk, and then we'll be back and we'll show you some of the other bits that we're doing on a bit more of a more relaxed and down day. Hope you enjoy, something a little bit different. I said that I'd show a day in the life. This is not quite that, but it's just showing you some of the things that we do when we're a bit more relaxed. So, right, let's head off on that walk and get the bin done. See you in a bit. Getting a little bit full in that one. Right, bin's out. It's pretty windy again today. It is forecast wind, so I think I'm going to need to put a brick on top of the bin so it doesn't blow away. And while I was down the front of the garden, I've noticed that our solar light for our sign, as our house name sign, is blown down, so I'll shove that back in as well. Right, we still haven't headed off on our walk in a minute. We're going in a minute, but remember I said in the last couple of videos that Fizz, our old girl, is like a shadow for me, my cat. Well, she didn't like the fact that I was outside, so she's been crying and howling at the door since I went out. And this is her now trying to hint by the tree cupboard. Why are you crying at mummy? Hey? Tell me. I know. I'm back now. Yeah, I'm back. You're not going to like it in a minute. Me and mummy are going out for a walk. Yes, you can have some treats before we go. Okay? That's the treat cupboard, guys. What? Tell me. Yes, I know. Dreamy's en route. Okay, I'll get you treats. I don't appreciate you scratching a new sink unit. Thank you. Beautiful day. We're in a couple of villages up from us and we're just having a little mooch around. We like having a nose, you know, seeing what people are up to, seeing the new areas. And look who's with me. She's came out with us today.
Oi, oi, oi.
Oi, oi, oi. I don't keep her locked up in a dungeon or anything like that. That's what people think. She's not normally
on the weekends anyway.
Yeah, she's allowed out today. So come out, just get a bit of fresh air. And Kel is still alive and kicking. But as I've said before, I quite like talking to you guys and being on the camera. Kel's not as comfortable on the camera, are you? So I'm not going to keep putting you on the camera to make you uncomfortable.
Kel loves the limelight.
Not really. I just enjoy chatting to everyone and showing you all what we're up to. So we're going to carry on our walk and I'll check in when we get back and show you what else we're going to do on our lazy, if you could call it that, chill day. See you in a bit, guys. What a lovely old street we've just found. It's all like, you can only get in one side, it's cordoned off, but me and Kel was just saying it looks like it could be out of a period drama or something like that. Maybe they've used it for filming, but it's obviously protected because all the doors and the colours and the windows and everything are the same. But I love a bit of Poirot or something like that, but look. Obviously don't want to go right into people's windows because it's still like people are still living it. You can blatantly see people moving around. It's a stunning little street, nice little find.
Come on then, Cam, what do you get in your pockets?
Well, we don't like to go anywhere and leave empty-handed, so actually the first thing, we've got a hand-cranked, is that it? Hand-crank? Drill bit? Drill. So you can put the drill bits in there. This was outside someone's garden, they had a little pile of stuff that I'm giving away for free, and actually a lot of people do that up here, which I don't remember from around where we used to live, not so much anyway, so this was all given away as free, so thank you to that person that was giving that away. That'll go a bit more in our self-sufficiency vein. The electric goes out, we can still do tool stuff. And also, pocket is filled with conkers. Not just conkers though, spider deterrents. I know we're in spider season, it might be a bit of an old wives' tale, but it did work for us at our last house, and the spiders are massive up here. I know we're country now, so we get a lot of spiders, but every morning we come down recently, it's like the blooming purge with all the dead spiders that the girls are getting every night. So yeah, talk of the devil, and she makes her appearance, my shadow. But no, spiders are like, I'm not even joking, I've got arachnophobia as it is. Kel has to suck them up with a hoover, but they're like that. And every morning we come down and they get, like I say, it's like the purge. The girls have been getting them in the night. So I want to get some little bowls out, chop some of these up and scatter them around. Apparently spiders don't like the smell, that's why they won't come in. So I'm going to sort that out, get this off, it's a bit warmer in here, have a drink, and then I want to spend some time going through all your lovely comments on the last YouTube video, because there's so many about our winter prep video, so thank you for engaging with that. I'm going to reply to those comments now, and then I'll catch you in a bit. Right, hustlers, back in the kitchen now. I've got, well, the football's on, got about 45 minutes for our match to kick off. And I'm going to get a little bit of tomato sauce, reducing. Just using chopped tomatoes, nothing special. So I want to do, let's get that on. I'm going to do pizza for tonight, homemade pizza. Homemade as in I'm putting the toppings on myself, but we've got these. Basically the aim is I want to start using some bits up out the freezer. So we're going to have a pizza each. These just go in the oven, it's like pizza based. I did freeze it, and then as I took it out of the freezer I saw on the box that it said not suitable for freezing. So you know, we're going with it. We are winging it with these, as we do everything on this homestead and in our life, as I'm sure you've realised by now. I'm just going to get these out of the plastic. I'm sure they'll be actually fine. I hope they will. Who knows? I'll let you know what the outcome looks like anyway. But yeah, the tomato stuff, just for the tomato sauce for the pizza, just using chopped tomatoes. What I normally do is put a tiny little bit of, so we have got an outdoor pizza oven. We've got an uni as well. Haven't used it up here because we just haven't really been settled enough to start like enjoying stuff properly, but I normally put a little bit of oil in it and just 1 spoonful of sugar, and I reduce it right down, and it's a whole tin of tomatoes, and to be honest we probably won't use all that on this pizza. So what I'll do, anything that's left I'll put into a little Tupperware, and then that will go in the freezer, and then that can be used on some pasta or another pizza later down the line, so nothing goes to waste here. So I'm going to get these done. I want to get this done while I'm waiting for the football to start. And then, I'm just looking over there, what was it I needed to do? Right, so I want to also, which I like to do on a Sunday afternoon, is to go through and check the fridge, freezer and pantry, and then plan out next week's meal plan as well, which I will show you what we've got for next week once I do that. And also the plan for next week is using stuff up in the freezer, because the freezer's pretty stuffed, which is great. It means we don't have to go and do too much food shopping, so we can save money that way. However, there's loads of like odds and sods and like bits and bobs in there. So I want to go through, see if I can sort some meals out so we can make some room in the freezer for when we do eventually need to go shopping and we've got a bit more of an order. I know I did do a freezer storage organisation video, but that's gone by the wayside already since I bought a couple more bits and they've gone in there. So I'm going to get that done. We'll get this pizza sauce on the go, then that can cool down because obviously you can't put that on hot pastry or dough, whatever you'd call this. And then I'm going to settle in for the football. But I'll get these bits done first and I will show you the meal plan as well. So even though it's a kind of chill day, there's obviously still stuff that needs to be done, but it's so much more relaxed, and yeah, it's actually nice sometimes to switch off. And I know that we're not going to be able to switch off once we get the garden going. It's going to be literally full on. So that's why we're making the most of this little bit of limbo stage before we get the garden done and while we're just doing renovation jobs and house jobs. So this past week, we've obviously been doing so much painting still. We're doing caulking, we're getting architrave done, we're adding skirting boards. Like, we're still doing little bits and bobs like that, which we've been treating that as a kind of proper job. So we get up early, crack on, have a break for lunch, crack on, and then chill in the evening. So that's why Sundays we really make the most of it, really, so we can just have a bit of a potter. As you can see, still stuff being done. We've been out for a nice walk. Hoovering still gets done, bit of housework, dishwasher's been on, cats are sorted. I'll get some dinner on, meal plans will get done, but it's just a bit more relaxed. And it's like, you know, I wanted to test the fire today, and I did say on the last couple of videos that we might be testing it and you'll see it, but it's still just a bit too warm. I don't know if you saw a couple of videos ago, which we had some great engagement on, so thank you, of our winter preps. I will do another follow-up to that because so many good suggestions. But in regards to the fire, we was going to test it, but it's still warm. We want to save the logs. It has been tested, and we was there when it was tested by the installer and the engineer. I don't know if it's an engineer, but the proper person, registered person, did it all. So we did check it so it does work. But what we did do, following on from the back of the winter preps, is obviously I said I was going to set up all the electric radiators, so we set all those up yesterday, and to set them up, obviously we had to turn them on. I wanted to check that they got to temperature, and we downloaded the app and we did all that sort of stuff. Oh my god, it was so hot in here yesterday. So we just don't want another day like that where we're testing a fire. So the fire video is still to come, but just a bit more chill. Next week's plans for the following week. We're actually taking some advice. A lot of people have said about sealing around the windows because there was a bit of draft that was coming in, so we're going to crack on with that. And still painting and just catching up. I've got to pop into the doctors. I filled out my registration forms and everything. We've been accepted into our new doctors, as you saw, so I just need to drop those in there, get some more milk, and then just cracking on with bits around the house. It feels like there's an enormous amount to do, but I think I said before, we're just taking each day as it comes, and we're just living in the present a bit more. So every day we tick something off, then we feel that we've accomplished something for that day. But the most important thing is, which you will get to see in the next 2 or 3 videos, the fence, the front fence. It's going to just be a game changer for the front of the house, and I can't wait to share that with you. So I'm going to get back and make sure this don't bubble over everywhere, because I do need to clean this stove top at some point, and I don't want any more mess than what I really need, which is going everywhere. And then we'll crack on with the meal plan. plan done, as you can see. Excuse my dodgy writing, but the main thing this week was to use stuff up at the freezer, right? So we've got homemade Chinese with bao buns, which is a whole meal that I've made, we had the other week, which put in the freezer, so that'll come out and create a bit of room. I've got mushrooms to use up in the fridge, so we're having mushroom stroganoff on Tuesday. I made chicken and tarragon pie a couple of weeks ago. We've got a big tub of the filling still left, so I'm going to bring that out. Got a bit of puff pastry, make a little chicken and tarragon pot pie. We'll have that with veg. Thursday, freezer mix up, could be anything. We've got some pesto pasta in there, we've got some scotch eggs, we've got some veg, we've got some sausage rolls. Anyway, that'll just be a random like little buffet sort of dinner. Friday, Kel made an amazing soda bread the other day, so we're going to have sausage casserole with some soda bread. Instead of having it with mash or something like that, we'll just dip in. Saturday, your classic Saturday Americana, smash burgers and chips. And Sunday, I'm going to do a spicy beef pasta bake. Now, what I will say is that we are really good with sticking to our meal plans. It's nice, I do primarily most of the cooking. Kel does cook, but I do most of it. I like to know what I'm doing, I like to know what I need to prep, I like to get things prepared, get things out of the freezer in the morning. It's just my little thing. So we will stick to that, and it will also save us money, because people think when you're frugal and you're trying to save money, you're like properly tight and you're going without. Those meals are beautiful. I don't feel that we're going without at all, so it just goes to show that you can be frugal and still live a good life, which is essentially what we want to do. So meal plan done for the Sunday, and now we're about to kick off, so I'm going to catch the football. I'll see you in a bit. Right, half time. Pizza's gonna go in the oven. Got parma ham, the tomato sauce is on the bottom, which we ended up using all of, which I'm quite surprised about. We had some tomatoes and mushrooms that were looking sorry for themselves in the fridge, so they're going in. A little bit of mozzarella, the ball, I've sliced that up, and some cheddar. Normally like to use grated mozzarella on pizzas, but I'll be quite honest with you, it's so expensive. I saw it, went shopping the other day, it was like $2.99 for a tiny little bag of grated mozzarella, so I thought, nah, that's not really part of our frugal plan at the moment, so we held off on that. And like I say, the little ball was like 60 odd p, so I got that, chopped it up, added it with some cheddar, and I've got some of these that I saw in the pantry, piggy sprinkles, which was quite apt, but they smell so good. So how fast they're going to come out, do you need to put a few little sprinkles on there, see what they come out like. I won't put too many because I think they're spicy. I'm not really a spicy person. I'm not neuro spicy anyway. Right, a few bits on, a little bit more on there. And we'll get these in the oven, see what they're like. They do look pretty good though, don't they? Like I said, I've never really used these before, but they was in the freezer and I want to start making room in the freezer. I normally make my own dough, which maybe I'll show you that on another video, but again, not really a cooking channel. But just wanted to show some of the stuff that we're doing on a day off. So I'll get these in the oven and then we'll see what they look like. Oh, that's not good. was pretty good too. Right, we've had a pizza, we've watched the football, and it's been a lovely day of just relaxing a little bit more than we normally do before we hit back on it tomorrow. Good thing about pizza is we've got leftovers for tomorrow, so that'll be lunch sorted. And now I'm going to take it to the final stage of chill. Right, hustlers, that's us done for the day. Thanks for joining us on our day in the life of our day off. So we've had a good time showing you around what we're up to. We've got plenty of stuff to come. Don't forget, we've got the fire for the first time that we're going to show you. We've got the garden, we're going to start laying out the beds. We've got the fence going in a week tomorrow, so lots of good stuff. But today is another big tick for us that we don't have to be stuck in the matrix, and we're just building this frugal homestead from scratch. So, as I said, a lot more to come. Thanks for joining us, and I'll see you on the next one. See you later, hustlers.